I included this because I feel that strongly about it. I'm sure you do as well. But I want our audience to hear it from the three of you, and we'll start with Andrea and work across the row here. But this idea of making a coach, a person in your corner, a formal part of your executive job search strategy, I want to impress upon our listeners. And I'll start with Andrea. Why is that so important at this level?
Well, I've been coaching for over 14 years as an executive coach and slash career coach. And, there's nothing really more important than having somebody in your corner who's not related to you, right? Do you understand what I mean? Because that way you have a thought partner. I have a coach. I've had a coach for years because it's important to have somebody who really I can bounce stuff off of that hasn't heard me complain about it before and really give me an honest answer, keep me accountable, and be on my side, be on my team towards success. And I think that all of us feel that way. What we want to do is help you to land in a position that's right for you. So how do we do that? Through questions, working with you around interviewing questions, LinkedIn profiles, all the things that you need to be successful. And getting back to the very first point, because this kind of popped into my head and I wanted to share it around looking for jobs online. You didn't get to where you are as being a senior leader by sending out one email and waiting, right? And that's essentially what you're doing when you send out you apply online. You did it because you networked, you created partnerships, and those partnerships and thought partners have been helpful to you throughout your career. So why not, when one of the most important things that you do in your career, which is landing your next job, get people who know what they're doing to partner with you to make that path easier. So that's my a minute and a half pitch or 40-second pitch around why coaching is important with job search strategy and leadership overall.
Beautiful pitch. Marcia?
Thanks.
Well, I would say, especially since we're talking about senior level executives, I've had so many say to me, I have hired so many people in my life. I don't know why I can't do this for myself. And I said, how many psychiatrists have you ever seen look in the mirror to try to treat themselves? You're too close to the outcomes. You don't see things. And I said, and for a senior executive, are we coaches or are we collaborators? I think we're more collaborators with helping you reach your goal. So again, like Andrea says, we bounce stuff off, or we've already been in that forest and we know where the roadblocks are. And we said, no, let's not waste our time in that forest. Let's go over here to this field because we've got some intel that tells us this field may be more fertile. So your coach is really your collaborator. And it's important because all of us are in the market every day. We know what's going on, and we know I hate to say this, but we kind of know the next shiny thing that everyone's looking for, kind of what's, and I hate buzzwords, but we kind of know what's out there. You may use a coach for one session. You may say, I want to coach for a lot of sessions. And again, that's a personal thing. And again, it's very personal. Do you want a collaborator? But I really see, and I would like my other two to talk about, I think we're more collaborators. Mm-hmm. We call ourselves coaches, but we really collaborate.
It's a fine definition. Sandra?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more with what they both said. You go throughout your career and you have scenarios where you have bosses and mentors that help you and guide you because they have some sort of vested interest in you. And then you get to a certain level and you don't really have that. And that's why executive coaching exists, is because at some point in time, you do need somebody in your corner. You are now, I hate to say, you against the world. But let's say you got an interview through a headhunter. Sure, that headhunter might help you prep for that interview, but they're not going to help you prep for an interview with another company. And to have somebody that constantly has your back for three major things, and here are sort of the major things that I think about for coaching and that I use coaching for myself. Number one is to discover what your own personal brand is. And for the same reason that Marcia just said, you're on the inside. We have an unhealthy attachment to the actual things that we accomplished because we know how hard they were. But that may not be the perspective to the outside of the world. And yet we may have missed 3 or 4 other things because they seemed minor to us, and put them together. And wow, that's your unique differentiator. The second thing is for interview preparation. Once you get into these really high stakes, high competition interviews, there's no possible scenario that you should go into an interview without doing an interview preparation with your coach. And thirdly, just any knowledge gaps that you might happen to have. Some people are marketing experts and they know their way around LinkedIn. Now they got their branding, now they've got that perspective and they can run with it, and others don't. Fill in the knowledge gaps so that you can maintain a competitive edge. Because the reality is, for that next role, it's not necessarily going to go to the best person for the job. It's going to go to the person that communicates that they're the best person for the job.
Mm. On that note, thank you all so much for making time, for sharing your insight. And we covered a lot of territory, and it was the basics, folks. If you want to get into this in deeper detail, follow the link that Thomas has shared and has chatted to you, and you'll connect possibly with one of these wonderful people that we've listened to and learned so much from today, or someone that is pretty much just like them. That's who is a part of our inner circle here, and that's what you have to look forward to if you haven't done it already as a VIP. I strongly encourage you, for all the reasons you just heard, do that like right now.